Hi, how are we doing today? A beautiful day. Really excited to practice with you. Let's get into it. We're going to start on our backs. Finding a nice, comfortable yoga mat or towel, blanket to practice on. And slowly finding your way to a comfortable position. Arms and legs extended long. Upper back is nice and smooth. Shoulder blades hugging the spine. Softening through the skin on your face as the eyelids begin to grow heavy and close. Finding that deep breath whenever you're ready. Taking big inhales in through the nose, filling up the lungs. And taking a nice slow exhale out. Feeling that belly button squeeze gently in toward the spine as the lungs empty completely. Inhale, navel rises to the sky. And the exhale, navel drops, sinking to the spine. Continuing to breathe just like this as you begin to rebuild that mind-body connection. Wiggle the toes and fingertips. Maybe the head rolls over gently to one side and then up and over to the other. Breathing back to center. Taking a big exhale as you consciously soften the muscles along the backs of your legs, glutes, low back. Scanning the body here for whatever sensations might be present in the body. Noticing any emotions or thoughts that are stirring around in the mind. Just stopping right there with the noticing. Resisting the storytelling or judging or analyzing. Take a few more breaths. Good. One more big inhale. And an audible sigh. Good. Let's make fists with the hands, bend the elbows. Start to float those hands upward and begin rolling out those wrists. Going both directions. And starting to bend those knees as you walk the feet in toward the body. Hug those knees into the chest. Or back to rolling out our wrists. On your next big inhale, let's lift those arms up and overhead for a big good morning stretch. Exhale, hug knees into chest. Give them a big squeeze. Option to lift the forehead to the knees. And releasing down, feet to the mat, knees are bent, hands reaching down toward the heels, palms pressing down. Let's begin some movement. With an inhale, lift the hips high, press those palms and heels down, bridge pose. Exhale to slowly lower. Good. Moving with the breath here. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, lower. Again, big breath in, heels and palms pressed down. Tops and bottoms of the thighs really activate here. Exhale, slowly lower. Feeling each vertebrae reconnect with the mat. Good. Inhale, bridge pose. Exhale, lower. 2 more, you got this. Inhale, rise. Squeezing glutes, thighs, calves, palms down. Exhale, lower. Last round. Big full inhale. Hold here on the exhale. So hold here on the exhale. You're really activating that lower body. It's our main focus today. We're going to stretch things out, but first warm things up. So while holding this bridge pose, let's start to walk our shoulder blades together toward the spine. If you can, reach for your fingertips. If you can't reach, you can use a scarf or a small washcloth or towel. Otherwise, interlace those fingers, squeeze palms together, pressing actively down through those pinkies, the wrists, all the way up to the elbows, even lifting the heart now toward the chin. Good. Lower body is on fire. If you want a little bit more here, it's totally optional. Without moving, you're going to hug those thighs toward each other. Good. And one of my favorite little tips is imagine someone gave you a $100 bill. You got to squeeze and hold it between your butt cheeks on a windy day. Let's take one more big inhale. Hips a little higher. Exhale, release the hands, remove the arms. Slowly let that spine roll out. Take a big sigh as those muscles soften. Separate those feet as wide as the edges of the mat and slowly let those knees drop side to side like windshield wiper blades. Good. Going left and right. Inhaling back through center. Exhaling over to the right and holding. This time, pick up your right foot and place it on the outside of your left knee and thigh. Adding a little weight here to the stretch. Optional to gaze over to the left. Good. Few breaths here. On your next inhale, let's breathe the legs back through to center. Keeping that right ankle on top of the left leg, coming into a figure 4 or a reclined pigeon pose. From here, you can stretch if this feels good. If you want more, hug those knees in toward your chest. Right arm reaching through that gap between your legs, meeting the left hand behind that left thigh. Good. We'll relax and soften through this left foot, letting it hang heavy toward the hips. Good. Breathing here, hips stay balanced. If you want a little more, you can take that right elbow, press it actively into the right thigh as you hug that left leg in even closer. Good. One more big breath in. On the exhale, release your grip on the legs. Slowly let that left foot find the mat. Right ankle stays placed in that figure 4. Good. Inhale the arms wide, palms up. Exhale, knee and foot over to the left. Gazing to the right. Good. Just enjoy that stretch here. Freeing up some tightness in the low back, the outer hips, maybe even into the glute area. If you still want more here, left hand finds that inner right thigh, pressing the knee away from the body. Good. Hold that for one more breath. And a long exhale. Releasing that hand, inhaling legs back through center. And then uncrossing that right ankle finally, placing it back on the ground. Bottoms of the feet together, knees separate and open for a butterfly pose. Find those belly breaths. Deep inhale. Long exhale. 2 more. Big breath in. Long exhale. And one more big inhale. Nice big sigh. Hands to the outer thighs like you're closing a good book. Help those knees come back together. Separate the feet wide as the mat. And let those knees drop all the way to the left. Arms open wide for balance. This time that left foot is going to lift and rest on the outer right thigh. Good. Big stretch here. You can gaze out and over to the right. Using gravity and time and the breath. No need to rush or force the process. Inhale, legs back up through center. Keeping that left ankle on the right thigh, figure 4. Balance out the hips if you need. Stay here. This is a good stretch. Maybe that left hand comes to the inner left thigh, pressing the knee away from the body. Or again, option to go deeper. Float those legs in toward the chest. Left hand through the keyhole, meeting the right hand behind that right thigh. Good. Soften through that right leg. Maybe you roll out the ankle a little. Let it hang heavy. Left elbow can find that inner left thigh or knee, pressing it away from the body as you hug that right leg in even closer. Maybe you rock a little side to side this time. Just notice how that feels. Might bring online some sensation that you don't feel when you're just resting in stillness. One more big inhale. And a nice big exhale as you release that right leg, foot to the mat. Inhale, arms wide, palms up. Exhale, left foot and right knee to the right. Taking a little twist here. Good. Let's gaze to the left. And if you want that extra stretch here, option to add some pressure. Right hand to the inner left thigh, pressing that knee gently away from the body. One more big breath in. And a nice big sigh. We'll release that hand. Breathing the legs back through the midline to center, gazing upward. And uncrossing that left foot now. This time we're going to roll over to our right side, getting ready to come up to a seat, using the left hand to press us up, feeling a little more awake and connected to the body already. Let's find tabletop. So in tabletop, we want our hands right underneath our shoulders with our fingers spread nice and wide. And then knees under hips. You can peek to see if everything looks like it is where it's supposed to be. Hug that belly button in and press the palms down to take any sway out of the low back. Gently hug that belly button in toward the spine, activating the core. Good. And then let's take a cat-cow series here. Inhale, belly sinks, hips and head curling up. Exhale, tucking the chin under, pressing the pelvis forward as you lift through the mid-back. Inhaling, scooping up and open, cow pose. And exhaling under to cat pose. Full exhale. Belly button hugs up toward that spine. Good. Inhale, scoop forward and up to find cow pose. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, let's curl under. Good. Inhale, come back through neutral. Step those knees closer together. And then we'll inhale our right knee out to the side as high as the hip. Start taking some big circles with that leg. Activating through the arms, the core, that left balancing leg. Good. Going the opposite direction here. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale, lift that right leg out to the side. And then exhale, take a big step forward. Right foot to the front of your mat. Bending at the knee, walking those hands forward as the hips sink low. This is our classic crescent lunge. This time we're starting with the left knee down on the ground. Just letting body weight help open up the hips here. You can stay low on the fingertips or palms. If you like, maybe you have a pair of blocks here you're resting your palms on. You can even take the hands up to that thigh. Take a few breaths. Good. Try to press your right knee forward without passing your ankle too far, just to activate that drive in the hips. And then tucking that tailbone under as best you can, hugging the front of your pelvis and ribs together. Big inhale. And a nice big exhale, palms to the mat or blocks. We're going to shift into a half split by wiggling our right foot a little toward the middle of our mat. Big breath in. Exhale, straighten that right leg, press the hips back, find that half split. Good. Now this is a moving meditation we'll create between those two poses. So first, take some time to settle and find that half split. I'm tight today, so you notice I stepped my hands in a little closer. You can walk your hands back as far as you'd like for balance. Really focus on flexing those right toes toward your right face, straightening through the leg, no bent knees here. Good. And then slowly tug your right hip back, left hip forward. All right. Here's our half split. Inhale forward to our low lunge. Big breath in. And exhale back, half split. Again, big inhale forward, low crescent lunge. Exhale back, half split. 2 more times. Inhale forward. Hips drop low. Exhale back. Last round. Big breath in. Exhale back. Nice. Good. Let's inhale forward and exhale. Right hand inside that right foot. Wiggle that foot nice and wide. Come onto the palms. Step that right knee back. Let's take a child's pose. Knees can be close together or separated, whatever feels best in your body today. And if you're looking for more active poses in your practice here, you could also take a downward dog here, tucking the toes under as you come forward to tabletop, and then sending those hips straight up and back to the sky. Walking out the dog by pedaling the feet, pressing through the palms and fingertips. Hips lift, heels sink. One more big breath in. Exhale, let's find that tabletop pose. Inhale, left knee out to the side as high as the hip. And start making those big circles. Taking your time as you move and breathe. Gripping the mat or ground with your fingertips and palms. One more round and then switching directions here. Inhale the opposite way. Closing the eyes maybe and just noticing how alive you feel as you make the effort to move and balance and breathe. Good. One more big breath in. Knee comes out to the side. On the exhale, big step forward. Nice. Walk those hands forward as the hips sink low. And step that left hand outside that left foot. Finding our low crescent lunge. Notice how I'm stacking my knee almost right above my ankle. It's a safe position for most bodies. Right knee is on the ground with my toes untucked and just letting my hips start to find the depth that feels best today. A little tight, having just done legs this morning, so this is a great moment to stretch. Stay here on fingertips, palms, maybe fists instead. Blocks are always a great option, or if you're like me, you want to come up a little higher, you can walk those hands up to that left thigh. Good. Press through from that knee, hips sink low, tucking the tailbone under and hugging those ribs together. Good. One more big breath in. Exhale, let's plant those hands. Wiggling the left foot toward the center of your mat. Take a big inhale and exhale back to our half split again. Oh, good. Now, we're going to flex those toes toward the face. Press down through the heel. Leg is straight and strong. I'm going to tug this part of my hip back and press this part of my right hip forward. Really activating the stretch. I'm going to keep breathing. Usually one side of our body can feel a little tighter than the other, and this is definitely my tighter side. Big inhale. And big exhale. Let's begin that moving meditation here. Inhale, bend the left knee, hips drop low for our crescent lunge. Exhale back to our half split. Good. Big breath in, come forward, really drop into that nice low lunge. Exhale back, half split. Good. 2 more times. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Again, inhale forward. Nice low lunge. Exhaling back, half split. Good. Inhale forward. We're going to switch the hand and foot placement. Left hand steps in, left foot wiggles out. And then step that left knee back by the right knee. Toes together, back for that child's pose or that downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Nice. Now we're going to meet in a downward facing dog. Let's step those feet really wide. Give yourself a little more space. We're stretching the low body today. Good. Really engaging back through the hands, balancing the weight between the upper and lower bodies. Let's take a big bend in the right knee. Really press that left heel down. Start to twist and gaze out under your left armpit. Try to stay strong in both arms, keeping that chest moving but hips in place. One more big inhale, big stretch of the back of that left leg. Exhale, center. Other side. Inhale, bend left knee, press that right heel down, hips high. Exhale, twist to the right. Good, stay strong, breathe through the sensation. One more big inhale. And exhale back to center. Good. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward, and walk to the top of your mat. Finding a forward fold. Good. Let that upper body sway, wiggle and jiggle, or just hang heavy. I like to bend my knees on an inhale, straightening the legs on the exhale a few times, just to get that movement. Little relief, little release, that tightness. Good. And then find stillness for a breath or two. On our next inhale, let's come up to a flat back. Hands to the shins, shoulders lift as high as the hips. Point that tailbone back, crown of the head forward, and weight toward the front of your feet, right by the toes. One more big inhale here. If you like, arms can float wide. Exhale down. Good. Inhale, breathe that right foot up and back. Hands can come to blocks here, or fingertips for a warrior 3 or airplane pose. Good. Take a big breath in on the exhale. Big bend in that left knee. Right toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, press up, high lunge. Good. Exhale. Cartwheel that right palm down. Left arm reaches out and up for a twist. And we can drop those hips low as that left hand reaches to the back of the mat. Strong arms, big inhale, arm lifts, hips lift. Exhale, that left hand forward and down. Good. You can rock back and forth here if you like for a little vinyasa. Step that left foot back by the right foot. Or just straight to a downward dog. If you're flowing, let's inhale forward, exhale lower. Inhale up. And exhale back. Tuck the toes, inhale, hips up, downward dog. Inhale up, tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale up, halfway lift. And exhale, lower. Good, let's plant those fingers, gentle bend in the legs. Inhale, left foot up and back. Good, hold this here. Big inhale, press back through both heels. Exhale, lower down through the left toes. Inhale the arms high, high lunge. Big inhale. Good, press that right knee forward, left heel back, and slowly cartwheel that left palm down. Inhale, look up at the right fingertips, hips drop low. Exhale all the way down, right hand to the back of the mat. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hand forward and down. Nice. Let those hips sink low. You can rock forward and backward here. And step that right foot back. Take a downward dog, a child's pose, or one more little vinyasa here. Sneaking it in. Inhale forward, exhale lower. Inhale up. And exhale back. Child's pose. Good. One more big inhale. And a big exhale. Inhale forward, tabletop. Notice I'm keeping a longer stance. Normally my hands might be here under the shoulders. I'm going to step forward, prepping for a pigeon pose. I'm going to slide my right knee forward toward my right wrist. Right toes are going to start to point over to the left hand. And then I just scooch my left leg back until my hips begin to sink down. Doing my best to stay balanced here. Hands to frame the body. Could use blocks if you want a little bit more lift. Good. And then if, like me, you have a little space between that butt cheek and the mat beneath, you can place a block or a blanket underneath you. It also feels really good some days to put a bolster or two, some big pillows in front of you that you can start to roll down onto. Melting your upper body as the hips stay low to the ground. Another variation of this that I really enjoy. Hands help hold and support the upper body. And then you can bend that left leg, either reaching to grab that foot, maybe use a scarf or a strap to help catch the foot. And then you can get a little quad stretch in. And I'm a little tight today. I don't have too much more space to go. Just gonna enjoy this stretch. One more big breath in. I'm exhaling to let go. Good. Okay. Now, I like to get out of this pose and transition straight to this one. See if it works in your body. So we're gonna scooch and sort of roll onto that outer right hip. Catch my left leg with my left hand, help bring it up and over. And then I'm gonna stack my left shin on top of my right shin. Looks like this from the front. Okay, see how much space I have here? I'm a little tight. Normally my knee would just settle right down. So that's showing me I have tight hips and glutes today. So if I had it with me, I might just grab a blanket and stuff it here. But since I don't, I'm just gonna keep on rolling. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. Let my hip bones really sink into the floor. And slowly begin, with my hands here for balance, to lean forward. Good. Lengthening through the spine. And slowly pressing my way back up. Nice. Hands come back to the mat, to the side. Let's take this left leg, step it off behind me, pressing back up to find my tabletop. I'm going to step my hands forward to lengthen through that pose. This time, left knee slides forward to the left wrist, and those left toes start to spin over to the right side. Start to wiggle that right foot back until those hips drop down. This side's a little better. You can see my hip is not as high off the mat. Take some big breaths here, using those fingertips to help prop you up, lifting the heart high, hips sink. You can take that quad stretch here, bending that back leg, catching it in the hand. Good. You can also release that foot, find some blankets or pillows here. Maybe blocks instead under your forearms and elbows, forehead. Breathing here for no less than 5 or 10 breaths. On a good day, after a good practice where your body is nice and warmed up, this can be really great to hold for a minute, up to as long as 3 minutes. Breathing with the sensation, scanning the body, offering release and heaviness and softening as much as you can. Good. Okay, if you're down here like me, we'll slowly press our way up to palms. Slowly rising, lifting the gaze. And again, this time that left hip drops off to the side as we reach and look back around to catch the right leg. Bringing it across the body and then stacking that right foot on top of the left knee. Right foot on top of the left knee. Gonna have a little space here, a little tight today. And take a big breath in, balancing my hands on both knees, and exhale, start to fold forward, leading with the heart to keep my spine nice and straight. You can come onto forearms here. Good. And slowly press your way up. Taking your surroundings, a big smile or a big breath, and slowly take this right leg off. This time, just extend both legs forward to the front of your mat. Nice. Okay. Okay, well, as you can see, the scenery has changed. It's a different day. I'd like to finish this flow. My phone died, so we're going to keep moving right along here. We're going to stretch out through the heels, start to walk the hands in toward you. If you can, pick up your hips just a little, scooch them back until you feel those sitting bones really anchor down through the hips. All right, from here, lift up, active core, big breath in, reach the arms high. And then exhale, let's fold over the legs for a nice deep forward fold. Hands can walk down the legs, grabbing on wherever they reach comfortably, helping draw you in a little deeper. Maybe you also use a strap here if you'd like. Let the head fall heavy, chin into chest. And imagine you're reaching your head to your toes rather than your forehead to your knees. As you point your tailbone backward. Good. Deep breaths here. 3 more rounds. You can rock side to side or just let your upper body hang nice and heavy. Last round. Big inhale. Feel the expansion of your rib cage in the back of your body, the side, the front, and exhale. Good. Walk your hands back to the shins if you are grabbing your feet. You're going to sit up nice and tall, like you're in a standing flat back, lengthening through the spine, reaching the heart forward. Okay. Reach your right hand now to the outside of that left calf, ankle, or foot. Getting a little bit of a twist here. Then once you have a good grip here on this side, we call this a bind. We're going to reach the left hand forward like you're shaking somebody's hand. And exhale, open that left arm all the way behind you as far as you can. Good. Drawing the belly button into the spine, lengthening through the heart. Open through the left fingertips, arm and shoulder. If you'd like here, you can start to lift up and back into that deeper twist, floating the left foot high, pressing out through the heel, toes flex in. Big breaths here. Good. One more big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower that left foot back down. Good. Let that left hand come back toward the left foot, fold over the lap, and breathe. Big stretch there. All right, guys, one more big inhale. Big exhale. Let's get into it here on the other side. With an inhale, we're going to reach the left hand over to the right leg, finding the foot, ankle, or calf, or a strap. Trying to keep that length, that lift through the spine. You'll notice my lazy foot here. No lazy feet. I probably did that on the other side. So if you watched it, I'll follow along with you here. So if you caught that on the other side, just let me know. Next time I'll keep a better eye out. Flex through both feet. Good. Hold that bind on the right foot. Inhale, reach through the right hand. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, let's open up. Reaching back through the right fingertips. Heart is lifted. Spine is long. Lazy foot is flexed and active on that left leg. Good. Okay, let's sit it back. Reaching deep through that left hip, right fingertips, right heel. Gazing back as far as you can. Lifting. One more big breath in. And exhale. Slowly lower back down. Reach that right hand forward. Big, deep forward fold. You can flex the feet here. You can point the toes, both. Having one of those days here where I imagine stretching with a partner just sitting on my back would feel so nice. Just help me get a little deeper. That's okay. Remembering that this is probably just exactly where my body needs to be today. Don't need to force it into a shape it made yesterday. And let's slowly walk those hands up the legs. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Okay, we want to make sure we're more near the center of our mat. I'm going to just scooch my legs a little further forward, stepping the feet in. Inhale, reaching the arms high. On the exhale, I'm rolling back onto that tailbone again for a boat pose, extending through the feet and hands, lifting through the heart. Holding. Inhale, if you can, lengthen the arms. Lift, 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 lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands behind the thighs. Ooh. Shortening the gap between my thighs and belly button. I'm going to try that one more time. So with an inhale, I'm going to bring the arms up. Exhale, rock back, lift the feet. Knees can stay bent. You can always bring the hands behind the knees to help you here in your boat pose. You can also explore extending one leg first, then both. Maybe both hands lift. And exhale, we're going to lower and roll all the way onto this back. Whew. Step the feet in toward you. Let your low body, low back. Step the feet in toward you. Feel your low back start to sink down into the mat. You're going to hug the knees into the chest, but this time keeping them separated, a little wider than the hips. And then bringing them close together. Rocking side to side. Just gently rocking side to side. Letting your low back start to neutralize into the letting your low back begin to neutralize into that nice firm support of the ground beneath you. And inhaling those arms wide, taking a simple twist here. Knees gently fall over to the right, gaze to the left. Right hand can hold those knees down if that feels good. Taking a few breaths here. Left shoulder is heavy. Body's nice and soft. And slowly exhale those legs back to the midline. Gaze lifts upward. Inhale here at neutral. And exhale this time, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Trying to soften where you notice you're still working in the muscles or in the mind. And slowly exhale back to center. Good. You can squeeze the knees into the chest or even start to find a happy baby. You can hug the knees into chest or bring the feet up for a happy baby to help finish your practice today. Pointing the tailbone down into the ground as you draw those feet in, knees in toward the chest. Big breath in, belly button lifts. And exhale, let's release. Softening down through the body, legs heavy. If you have a hair tie with a little bun or ponytail, it could feel really nice to just let that hair down. Let your hair down, girl. Make any adjustments you need. Maybe the hips scooch around or the shoulder blades walk in toward the spine. Extending through the legs and arms, softening through the hands and feet. A few more rounds of breath, and then letting even that effort and focus fade into the background, leaving only rest here for you as you enjoy this Shavasana. And begin to deepen the breath. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Rolling the wrists and ankles as the head rolls side to side. And inhale those arms up and over. Big stretch. Ooh. And then knees into chest. Oh. Let's roll on to our side. The reason we take this pause is to allow our body and nervous system an opportunity to just gently come back without shocking our system back into an active parasympathetic state. You know, the kind, that fight or flight, stress mode. Okay, deep breath in, savor this moment, this relaxation, and start to press yourself back up. When you're ready, take your time with it. Find a seat. Just take a few breaths. Notice how you feel. You may feel notice how you're feeling. If there are any shifts that you can sense in the body through the stretching, the breathing, or more importantly, the resting. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, hands down into the heart. Seal the practice. Until next time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love practicing with you here. It's a pleasure always. And I'm so grateful that you guys take time out of your day to join me here for yoga practice. So I hope you're feeling great. Let me know how you feel in the comments and any requests for an upcoming class. And I'll see you next week. Take care.